The Good Shepherd Family Bible Church in Whittier, California, proudly presents Pastor Sam Gamboa.
Verse 2 says, He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Every time I read that, don't you just picture it? Don't you just see green pastures and still waters? What is he implying here? That there's an element of peace that God has for you. That you don't have to live a life always stressed out in the fast lane of busyness. But you can rest in the Lord. Man, we can get busy. Man, this world can stress us out. Huh? I mean, it just seems like there's not enough hours in the day. And there's too much month at the end of the money. And we can be stressed out about that stuff. Have you ever gone for a massage at a salon place? Anybody here ever gone for a nice professional massage? Those of you who have not, you have got to go. Oh, man, it's amazing. They put on that little Chinese music. Dim the lights. Incense in the corner. Man, I've fallen asleep a few times. You ever fallen asleep getting a massage? Oh, isn't it wonderful? Now, afterwards, you're sore as all get up, but it felt great when you were getting it. There's just something about just in the midst of all the busyness, being able to stop and rest and relax. That's what the Lord does. In all that you are, God can bring rest to you. He can bring peace to you. He will lead you beside still waters. In verse 3, it says, He restores my soul. That means that He renews your strength. You know what? I said something this morning, and maybe pastors aren't supposed to say this, but I said it anyway, so I'll say it again, because you'll hear the chisme later. You know what? There's times in my life where I want to just give up. I want to quit. I look at some of the things that are set before me and some of the pressures of running a church, and I said, man, I wonder if my dad could come back and take over again. He's still alive. We can just keep him awake. He can do this. Cheap shot. Oh, he's not here. That's cheap shot because he's not here. You know, sometimes you're just running out of gas. You know what I'm talking about. I used to be the king of running out of gas. I had a Chevy Nova, 1970 Chevy Nova. Remember my car, Renee? I always ran out of gas and my gas gauge never worked. So I just, as long as I had $1, because that's all I could put in anyway, man. I get, run out, and I always had my can. I had the hose. I had the fun. I was a professional gas runner-outer. I knew how to run out of gas. But sometimes in life, you just feel like you're just running out of gas. But I just don't know. Done. Had it. Quit. And then all of a sudden, He restores your soul. All of a sudden, some way, somehow, God knows. And He just brings a strength to you that you thought you were out of. And it's come back and you go, man, what am I thinking? I already had my speech written. I was rehearsing how I was going to tell my husband I'm leaving him. I had my resignation. I've practiced it so many times in my mind what I was going to say to let people know I was done. You get to that place in your life. How many know what I'm talking about? That was a quiet amen, but I know you know. That's okay. I know you know, because it's a difficult place in your life when you already begin to rehearse how you want to. When you get to that place, God is a good God. He restores your soul. He encourages you. He lets you know that He's there for you. Mijo, mija, I'm there. I'm going to take care of you. Come on, we can do this. You can do this. And He's there for you. I've quit this church about 50 times in my mind. But the Lord won't let me. He's my strength. He's going to see us all through. And I know you've quit on a lot of things in your mind a lot of times. But don't give up, because he promises to be your shepherd, and he renews your strength, and he restores your soul. He's a good shepherd. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You know, I wrote a song for my father. I better make up now that I said that bad thing about him. A few years back, I wrote a song about my dad. And the song, it talks about, in the song, that, you know, I'm this little kid. And the name of the song is As Long As You Were There. And it says that as long as you were there, I knew that everything was all right. You know, no matter what a kid goes through, no matter how serious a matter is, if daddy's there, it's okay. They know they're going to be okay, because dad's the strongest man in the world. As long as you were there, I know that everything was all right. Well, that's the way it is with God. He says, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You know what the rod of the Lord, of a shepherd was to beat off anything that came across to try to get the sheep. And you know that God's there, and he's going to take care of anything that tries to come across you.